perform a skill to the highest possible ability level, and I'm not talking about heavy, I'm talking about making it skillful every single time, that changed me.
Hey guys, we're in Seattle today. We're headed to Kettlebility. Kettlebility is co-owned by Andrea Chang, Master SFG, our good friend and coach and mentor. She's gonna tell us about her strength journey. She has an amazing story, and she's gonna give us a Getup tip that's gonna make your getup way stronger. So stay to the end for that. A couple awesome facts about Andrea. One is that she's one of only 15 Master SFGs in the world. So that's amazing, and it just shows that she's really dedicated her life to teaching the skill of strength. Fact number 2 is Kettlebility is the only Strong First accredited gym in Washington. I first went to Andrea for coaching in 2015 when she helped me prepare for and pass my SFG 1. And over the years, she's helped me with basically every type of movement you can imagine. Swing, get up, snatch, clean, squat, jerk, bent press, deadlift, one-arm push-up, two-arm push-up, I mean, everything. I go to Andrea, she looks at all my problems and, really fixes me and helps me get better. So super thankful for her. If you want to get a super detailed expert eye on your kettlebell, barbell, or body weight strength technique in the Pacific Northwest, you go to Kettlebility. It's the top, most detailed coaching, really amazing place to learn the skill of strength. And also it's a lot of fun to train there. So that's where I go when I really need to get into the nitty-gritty details of getting really skilled in the movements.
I know. Good to see you.
See you.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Make yourself at home.
All right, ready. Push the elbow, use your glute. Nice, Tina. Good foot.
Tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Just the little intro part.
My name is Andrea Chang.
Oh, wait, and just talk to me.
Oh, I'm Andrea Chang. I am one of the owners of the Kettlebility Studio. I'm the founder of Kettlebility. I'm also a Strong First Master Instructor. And I do lots of other stuff too, but that's the thing I'm the most proud of, I guess, is starting the studio, having this community, and being able to teach for Pavel Tsatsouline and Strong First.
Where did your strength journey begin?
I was athletic as a kid. I played college soccer, and then came to Seattle, started my adult life. One day I woke up 10, 15 years down the road and realized that I just didn't feel as good as I should. And so I called one of my best childhood friends, who is always like the strong guy, Czar Horton, who was also in Strong First. And he said, go get this book by this guy named Pavel Tsatsouline. It's called Power to the People. Start doing that. And by the way, how much are you eating? And if anybody knows me, they know I love food a lot. I was eating way too much. And when I started training in this new way, I went right out to the bookstore, bought the book, and the weight started to come off like crazy. Then when I went to Albuquerque, where I'm from, he introduced me to kettlebells and taught me swing and get up and clean and press and windmill and snatch and squat all in like a couple hours, and I just ate it up and had that feeling of, wow, this is this athleticism and this strength that I've been missing for all these years. Somehow let it go by the wayside. Things coalesced, and I ended up getting my first kettlebell certification for my 40th birthday present to myself.
What's another, I don't know, just off the top of your head, like a student story that you love to tell?
I love telling the story of my hero, Madeline. Madeline's amazing. She came to train with me in her mid-60s. Her doctor was getting ready to put her on osteoporosis medicine. So it was at the point where it was very serious, and they said, we need to do this or it's going to be damaging to your structure. And we started training. Within 9 months to a year, she was normal for her age group for bone density. Within 2 years, she was normal for somebody in their 30s or 40s. And she went from not being able to move particularly well. And she had a history of being able to move well, but had lost some of that movement literacy for herself and her strength. As she was going through this process of becoming stronger in her body, loading her bones, her connective tissues, she did amazing things. Like she started being able to do pull-ups. She started deadlifting the barbell. Her best lift was 265 pounds. And this is a woman at that time, in her late 60s, early 70s, who now lifts heavy stuff, does push-ups and does kettlebell swings and snatches, and it's just fantastic. And it's a testament to, we can have the fountain of youth if we train intelligently. If we train for strength and train for mobility, train for durability and resiliency, amazing things can happen. So that's one of my favorite stories. I've got a bunch, but that's one that stands out. Why do I love kettlebells so much? Well, they're round and you can take them with you. The whole process of the skill practice, which leads to change, not only physical, but the emotional capacity to perform a skill to the highest possible ability level. And I'm not talking about heavy, I'm talking about making it skillful every single time. That changed me. I'm very grateful for the instructors who I've gotten to work with over the years, who have come through the doors to help teach here and are still here or have gone on to pursue other amazing things. Just grateful to have the experience to work with all the people I've had to work with personally here at the studio. As it's allowed them to live lives that are better than they would be without the strength. So I just think it's wonderful. It's good. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Hi, I'm Andrea Chang, and I am one of the owners of Kettlebility, and I'm also a Strong First Master Instructor. And I'd like to talk today about a portion of the Getup that tends to be one of the more difficult portions for people to attain, understand, and to load correctly and safely so they can transition from this position up into the other portions of the Getup. So we're going to start with the tall sit position. So the tall sit is the one where we're here, and the bell would be up here. And what I have seen a lot of is that people lose the shoulder position, or this elbow doesn't lock. And so what we'll find is people will be in this up position, and then the shoulder rolls forward and this hip comes to the ground. What we're wanting to push the body forward, pulling this chest forward and rotating the shoulder back and down and pushing the floor away so that we can be in this nice tall position. But that can be very difficult for people because maybe their hips are too tight, or maybe their shoulders are too tight, or maybe their thoracic spine doesn't open up the way it should. So there are some easy ways or some helpful ways to allow people to attain this situation, this position a little better. So let's start from the ground up. From the ground, of course, it's initiated with hip drive. Push to the elbow. Once you get to the elbow, you're stacked. I'm going to find the best and optimal position for my shoulder, which is, for me, I'm going to windshield wipe the hand back. And then I'm going to start to pull myself up and push myself away and drag my hand in towards my body. I know this works for me, but the interesting thing about the Getup is that you have to find your own position to work for your body shape. So we need to be able to, from a practice standpoint and from the philosophy of keeping our shoulders together, the principle is to rotate the shoulder back. So what I'm actually doing is I'm trying to spiral the ground behind me, sort of grabbing it and spiraling back, pushing it away. So this will turn this on to help create some stability. Now, the best position is for this leg to be straight, but you might be so tight that this starts to happen. So we can simply bend the knee so that we can sit up to be able to hold this position. When we pull through to the windmill, you just keep your knee bent, push, pull into this position here. Then you can get up and go up from here, or as you're coming back down to the ground, you start to spiral the hand and that shoulder behind. And remember, we're pushing that way. So as we're spiraling behind and pushing, I have to push my body away from my arm, because if I get too close, it starts to sag. So I need to push my body away from my hand. So as I'm pushing through, I spiral back, and then I push away. And if I have tight hips, I'll just keep my knee bent. This holds. Because what happens with people with tight hips, this opens and they lose this. So if I can keep it bent, I can keep this nice and tight, and then I can find my rotation to go down to the elbow. I can straighten up and then finish back to the ground. So just to recap, remember there's two things we're talking about here in the tall sit position. One is the corkscrew of grabbing the floor without moving your hand, but rotating that shoulder back and pushing away from the ground to help keep stable in this part here. Then the other part is if you have tight hips and you're not able to open up in this position, then if you bend this knee just a little bit, you'll be able to open up a little wider in this position to be able to attain this structure, which is very important when you're loaded overhead, when you're moving in and out of this position.
So there you have it, Master SFG Andrea Chang, co-owner of Kettlebility, along with her lovely French husband, Vic Verdier. Salut Vic, sorry we missed you. À la prochaine, we'll see you next time. Anyway, if you liked this video and you want to see more videos featuring kettlebell experts like Andrea, give us a like and a subscribe. So we'll see you in the next one.